To order the Seeing and Doing Teacher's Notes for the spring term, price £1.10, Anthologies 1 and 2, price £3.95 each, and the Shape Up software, price £17.75, please contact your local ITV company. Alternatively, send a cheque or postal order to Schools Publications Office, Thames Television, 149 Tottenham Court Road, London W1P 9LL.
This is a water wheel, and it's still working today. Water from the river makes it move. As the force of the water pushes it round, this huge wooden wheel drives machinery inside the mill. To make the wheel turn, water is channeled from the river. A sluice gate controls the flow, and after it has turned the wheel, the water flows on and back into the main stream. Long ago, there were lots of water mills like this. Every town or village which had a stream usually had a water mill. Water power was very important then. Water wheels were used to turn grinding stones for milling corn, to work machinery in a blacksmith's forge, or to power cotton spinning mills. Let's find out what this water wheel does. As the shaft turns outside, it makes all the machinery inside the mill work too. This mill grinds wheat into flour. And this is the miller. She's hoisting a sack of grain up to the top floor so that milling can begin. The sack is pulled up through trap doors on each floor by the chain hoist. The water wheel outside is making this work too. The chain hoist is worked by wheels with a drive belt. First, the miller pours the grain into the storage bins. The grain will then be carried down a chute into the hopper on the floor below. The chain is lowered again, ready to hoist up another sack. Now the milling can begin. Watch closely how these cogs mesh together as the wheel gathers up speed. The smaller iron cogs have been designed to mesh perfectly with the wooden cogs of the wheel. Here, grain from the hopper flows into the centre of the top millstone, where it will be crushed into flour. The two millstones turn very quickly and are safely enclosed in this wooden box. And all the time, the water wheel is being turned round and round to keep the inside mill machinery working. Once the flour is milled, it falls down a chute and is collected in sacks. Nowadays, most of the flour we use is ground in factories. But just think how well everything works inside this mill, simply powered by a water wheel. Let's remember what happens inside this mill. The outside water wheel powers all those wheels and cogs inside. The sacks of grain are hoisted up by a chain. And the millstones grind the grain into flour.
So how does that work? Who could tell me?
The children in this class are experimenting with a model water wheel and the power of flowing water.
How can I make the wheel rotate?
Put the water in there and then it will go round and rotate.
Will it? How can we find out?
Put the water in.
Right, Andy, do you want to put some water in? What's that word we use when something goes round?
Rotate.
That's right. Well, could you make the water wheel go round
Pour the
fast?
water in that bit there and then it rotates round and round.
How could you make it go a bit faster?
Open the hatch.
Talking about what is happening will help when it comes to designing and making their own water wheels.
Goes faster. Yes, it goes a lot faster, doesn't it? Who can tell me what we call a wheel where the water comes in from the top? Andy, do you know?
The overshot wheel.
That's right, it's an overshot wheel. Right, watch very
When the water hits the top of the wheel like this, it's called an overshot wheel.
Way the wheel rotates. And now see what happens when I start pouring the water in at the side here. Who notices something different?
Undershot is undershot.
When the water comes in from underneath. Who notices something about the way the wheel is rotating? Emma.
It's going a different way.
Now watch closely.
It's called an undershot wheel when the water flows in at the side,
Andy.
It's going the other way.
like the water wheel at the mill. Construction kits have useful pieces for making water wheels.
Same.
At the same time, other water wheel models are being planned.
Andy, now we'll start building the frame for it so it can just go round.
Maxine, can you explain what you're doing?
It's an egg cut and you cut all the egg cut
Sketches of the wheels have been drawn.
out with scissors.
And what are you showing how to make?
A water wheel.
Right, so when you've cut the egg box bits up, how do you stick them onto the cylinder?
You put sellotape on them.
Right, and did they stick fairly well?
Yes.
Good. And then what did you do?
I finished it.
Meanwhile, the frame is finished and the girls are trying out plastic paddles on their wheel.
Let's go and test it with water now. You can turn it on. Sticks are too long.
Perhaps the paddles are a little long, but the water wheel turns quite well.
We're going to test it with something else now. Should we go and test it with card? Yes.
They'll try some other material next. Other water wheels are being made from junk materials. Here, small plastic dishes are used as paddles.
like that. Just stick here. Yeah. Got it.
It certainly rotates out of water.
Once.
This time the girls are testing cardboard paddles.
Is this working or
No.
why not?
Because these have got too bendy.
Why are they getting bendy?
Because the water's getting into them.
And they're getting soaked with water, are they? What are you going to try next, Kerry-Ann?
Lolly sticks.
Do you think they'll work better?
Yes.
Why do you think that the lolly sticks will be better?
Because they're stronger.
That's right. And what are lolly sticks made out of?
Wood.
So you think they'll be better than the cardboard?
Yes. In that hole. Got it.
Another frame has been made to test this wheel, but will it work with water?
It works. Yeah.
The washing up bottle wheel is being tested, but the force of the water is too strong.
Is it working?
No.
What's wrong with it?
The paddles won't hold the water because the water's heavy and it's just staying there and it's just pouring straight off. And because of the paddles are very floppy and they can't stay up and hold the water.
Can you think of a way, Andy, of making them a bit stronger so they wouldn't be quite so floppy?
Use staples.
You think if we used a stapler, what in here, that would make it a bit stronger? Right, do you want one more there?
Yes, please.
Hopefully the next test will be more successful.
That's a bit firmer, doesn't it?
Yes.
Do you think that'll be all right? Oh, that's better, isn't it?
And so it is.
So that has made it a bit stronger, hasn't it? The paddles are stronger.
Yes.
Well, but what's actually powering your wheel?
The water's pushing it round and it's going very nicely. But if you put a bit too much on the water wheel, it goes a bit too wonky and it just stays there.
The testing continues.
That's good, isn't it? That works quite well. Have you got any ideas, Kieran, of how you could stop it slipping?
Yes, put elastic bands on side there.
Polystyrene tubs have been used as paddles on this water wheel.
Would it work if I poured it that way?
More tests and experiments. The water has given them lots of ideas. This wheel, made with lolly sticks, lifts a tub up and down, rather like the sack hoist at the mill. This water wheel now turns another wheel, which makes a hammer strike. All this activity just from the force of water, not only in the classroom, but also in the world outside.